ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवत् व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। So yeah, Manjula ji, unmute yourself. Number 12 onwards. ये चैव सात्विका भावाः
ये चैव सात्विका भावाः
राजसास्तामसाश्च ये
राजसास्तामसाश्च ये
मत्त एवेति तान् विद्धि
मत्त एवेति तान् विद्धि
न त्वहं तेषु ते मयि
न त्वहं तेषु ते मयि
त्रिभिर्गुणमयैर्भावैः
त्रिभिर्गुणमयैर्भावैः
येभिः सर्वमिदं जगत्
येभिः सर्वमिदं जगत्
मोहितं नाभिजानाति
मोहितं नाभिजानाति
मामेभ्यः परमव्ययम्
मामेभ्यः परमव्ययम्
दैवी ह्येषा गुणमयी
दैवी ह्येषा गुणमयी
मम माया दुरत्यया
मम माया दुरत्यया
मामेव ये प्रपद्यन्ते
मामेव ये प्रपद्यन्ते
मायामेतां तरन्ति ते
मायामेतां तरन्ति ते
न मां दुष्कृतिनो मूढाः
न मां दुष्कृतिनो मूढाः
प्रपद्यन्ते नराधमाः
प्रपद्यन्ते नराधमाः
माययापहृतज्ञानाः
मायया प्रवृत्तज्ञानाः
आसुरं भावमाश्रिताः
आसुरं भावमाश्रिताः
चतुर्विधा भजन्ते माम्
चतुर्विधा भजन्ते माम्
जनाः सुकृतिनोऽर्जुन
जनाः सुकृतिनोऽर्जुन
आर्तो जिज्ञासुरर्थार्थी
आर्तो जिज्ञासुरर्थार्थी
ज्ञानी च भरतर्षभ
ज्ञानी च भरतर्षभा
तेषां ज्ञानी नित्ययुक्तः
तेषां ज्ञानी नित्ययुक्तः
एकभक्तिर्विशिष्यते
एकभक्तिर्विशिष्यते
प्रियो हि ज्ञानिनोत्यर्थम्
प्रियो हि ज्ञानिनोत्यर्थम्
अहं स च मम प्रियः
अहं स च मम प्रियः
So from 16, in 16 itself he talks about bhakti chaturvidha bhajante mam. That bhaj, the word bhakti comes from the root bhaj. Bhaj sevayam. That is the root there. Therefore bhakti bhajante. Bhajante is a verb. Bhakti is a noun. So that is the root, same root there. And then of course in 17 also he uses the word bhakti, eka bhaktir vishishyate. So we saw in 16 four ways in which people worship me, think of me. That is what Krishna is saying. And arthaha, artharti, jignasuhu, jnani. So we saw that. And we saw that arthaha and artharti, for them, God is a means, not an end. Whereas for a jignasu and a jnani, God is no longer a means, but it becomes an end. Now there is a connection between God and me that is so important, and the connection is not ordinary. And Shastram is saying Mahavakyam Tattvamasi. Therefore, this is a very important connection I have to understand. There is an equation. That connection is an equation, and therefore, Jignasuhu. I want to know that equation. Jignasuhu. And of course, after that, Jnani. Okay, that is the way to see this shloka. And so here in 17 that we were looking at, Tesham Jnani Nityayuktaha Eka Bhaktir Vishishyate. This is what we were looking at. So it gave us the opportunity to compare and contrast to some extent Advaita Vedanta with other darshanas and even other religions. Okay, so you can now understand every other religion is Dvaita Bhakti. Ishvara is Anyaha. Ishvara is Anyaha, not me. Whereas यहाँ पर क्या होता है? Ishvara is not Anyaha, Ananyaha. Correct? Ananyaha. You must have heard we name our daughters as Ananya. What is the meaning of Ananya? Anyaha means somebody else, something else. Ananyaha means not somebody else. I am not somebody else. Ishvara is not somebody else. Both me and Ishvara are identical. That is the meaning of the word Ananyaha. So Ananya Bhakti versus Anya Bhakti. Dvaita Bhakti versus Advaita Bhakti. Bheda Bhakti versus Abheda Bhakti. These are the things we learn from these shlokas of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Very brilliant. And so we were kind of exploring that last class. And that is why Pujya Swamiji used to say In one class, I remember, we Advaita Vedantis are truth people. Truth people. What kind of people? Who do you worship and all that? We can worship anybody. We don't have any problem worshipping anybody. Everybody else will have a problem. They can't make the statement we will worship anybody. Correct? You ask anybody else, even within our Sanatana Dharma, you go out of Advaita Vedanta, go to Vishishta Advaita, of course you know. There's no chance. And so it goes on like that. So we have no problem. अरे ईश्वर अगर मेरे में और ईश्वर में भेद नहीं है तो what is the problem? Whatever means of worship you like, they go for it. Hanuman is good. Ganapati is good. Any form of Devi is good. Is it helping you or not? That is the question I am asking. If it is helping you, go for it. That's all. Do you understand Mahavakyam or not? I don't understand. Okay, do you want to understand or not? Yeah, I want to understand. Okay, good. Then go for it. Okay. So therefore, we are truth people. That is why we have to salute our Pandit Madan Mohan Malaviya. How many of you have heard of Madan Mohan Malaviya? Many of you have heard of it. Okay. These things we are not taught in history and all that. We have to somehow figure out all these things. And so long ago, second decade of this 20th century, 1915, 16, 17, he was the president of Indian National Congress, pre-independence. And he presented his idea to them. He said, our nation's motto has to be Satyameva Jayate. Satyameva Jayate. Truth alone triumphs and all that we say, we translate. यहाँ पर कुछ they don't say Ramaha eva jayate, Shivaha eva jayate, Devi eva jayate, Saraswati eva jayate. No, Satyam eva jayate. Whatever you say is your Ishvara. Underlying that is Satyam is there or not? That is the question. Therefore, Satyam eva jayate can be interpreted two ways. Satyam can be Dharma. Dharma eva jayate. Or Satyam can be taken even further and said Satyam, the whole world is but Satyam, sustained by that Satyam, and my goal must be that Satyam, understanding that Satyam, correct? Therefore, Satyam eva jayate, and that's what he proposed in 1918, I think, in a meeting with the Indian National Congress, and he was the one who started Banaras Hindu University. He was the one who started the newspaper called Hindustan Times. This man realized we Hindus have to carve out an identity, otherwise we'll get finished. Hindustan Times, look at that, Banaras Hindu University. Can you believe that? These are all visionaries. These are all people who knew Sanskrit, who knew our Shastra. Okay. And we've got new age gurus going around saying you don't need to know Sanskrit, you don't need to know Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads and all this is not needed. This is why our prayer to this new age gurus is, please you're doing good, whatever service you're doing, please do. But there are other people doing service by teaching Sanskritam, by teaching Bhagavad Gita. Don't do a disservice to those people who are doing service. This is our request, that's all. You can't say, instead of saying I don't know any Sanskrit, I don't know any Upanishad, I've not studied Bhagavad Gita. If you have the courage, you should say that. Correct? Instead, you go put them down. They not accept. This happened in Houston. Pratyakshama, we know all these things. Somebody came and big man came and said you don't have to study Bhagavad Gita. And our Hindus in Houston are not ordinary people. They will not keep quiet when they hear these kinds of things. They will stand up and say, what are you talking about? You think we're all stupid studying Bhagavad Gita? Our acharyas are all stupid? This is the jagada that happened in that big hall. I was not there, but somebody sent me an audio of this thing. And then I realized what's going on. So this is why. So Satyameva Jayate from Mundaka Upanishad, Madan Mohan Malaviya does it, and so we are blessed to have such kind of leaders. And so therefore, once we understand that Satyam, then no problem. Then Janmashtami walks in, Ramanavami walks in, Ravaratri walks in, everybody walks in. We have no problem now. Now we will celebrate all our festivals, and because everybody is an avatara, everybody is a devata, everything represents a particular facet of our life, correct? Of the world, of the cosmos. Therefore, everything is needed. Nothing is complete. We can only understand the world in parts, in fragments. We can't understand the whole in one shot. Not possible. Ganesha is the lord of obstacles. Okay, I can understand that. Why? Because I don't want obstacles, and so Ganesha is important for me. Great. So this is how we lead our lives, and so from that Saguna, Ishvara, that from that Devata who is Saguna, who has a lot of qualities, from that Krishna who has a lot of qualities that we love of Krishna, Krishna is directing us to what? Nirgunam. You are that Nirgunam Brahma. I am also that Nirgunam Brahma. Understand that, Arjuna. You can't simply stop with saying, I'm your friend, I'm your brother and sister, I'm the son of Vasudeva, etc. Not acceptable. Nirgunam Brahma. So, therefore, that's the vision here. Brilliant vision. And therefore, I now recall this. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. I think you have heard this statement. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. Satyam, Brahma is Satyam. This entire world is Mithya. Mithya. Mithya is not delusion. Mithya is useful, but not Satya. Mithya it depends on Satyam for its existence. Therefore, Jagan Mithya. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. இது என்னது ஜீவோ பிரம்மைவ நாபரஹா Jivaha Brahmaiva. That Jiva is Brahma. That Satyam Brahma. Jiva is na aparaha. No, Jiva is not something else. Jiva is Brahma only. Okay. Brahma Satyam Jagan Nitya. So Brahma and Jagat was talked about. Then Jiva. Jiva is me. The whole world is meant for me. I am the one who is struggling here. I need, what is the message for me? Jiva iva. Jiva. Jivo Brahmaiva naparaha. And then what? Jivan muktastu tad vidwan. The one who knows that vidwan is Jivan muktaha. Jivan muktaha. Free while alive. Free in this life. I don't have to die to become free. I don't have to die to get liberated. Okay? This is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Sitting wherever you are, you're sitting or standing wherever you can become free. That is the beauty of this. Why? Commitment to Satyam. Satyam eva jayate. Commitment to something else, some God and all will not work. Correct? Krishna is saying, don't get committed to me also. He says, you see the tattvam of me and the tattvam of you. That is what he's talking about. Iti Vedanta Dindimaha. There is a text called Vedanta Dindimaha. I feel like teaching all these things. And I keep saying, when we study, okay? Will come. Krishna will not leave us alone. He's going to give me the opportunity, give you also the opportunity. And it will come. So, iti Vedanta Dindimaha. Dindimaha means, you know what it is? It is a drum, that kettle drum. Hey, Bhagavan, Maharaj ka Adesh ye hai, dung 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 dung. That dung 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 is that Dindimaha. Iti Vedanta Dindimaha. This is the drum. This is the call of Vedanta. Like that one author has written. And every shloka, iti Vedanta Dindimaha. Every shloka, iti Vedanta Dindimaha. Beautiful it is. It's absolutely beautiful. I was so ecstatic when Swamiji was teaching us this one in the ashram. So that is what we are after here. So tesham jnani vishishyate. That jnani is of course worshipful, superior, and something that we have to pay attention to. Everybody becomes a jnani, and jnani vishishyate saha nitya yuktaha ekabhaktihi nitya yuktaha. These are words that are adjectives to jnani. Okay, ekta bhaktir vishishyate you should not say, even though they are next to each other. Ekabhaktihi nitya yuktaha jnani vishishyate tesham vishishyate. That jnani who is a nitya yuktaha, who is ekabhaktihi, I am going to explain that. Vishishyate. I hope you understand what I am saying. Correct? Okay. So nitya yuktaha, yuktaha, committed to, clear about what the person's goals are. That person, nitya yuktaha, No longer can that person be attracted by this or that. Because sarvani karmani sanyasya adhyatma chetasa. So sarva karmani sanyasya. Okay. Mayi. So all that we studied. So the person has surrendered once raga dveshas to Bhagavan, to Ishvara. And so prasada buddhi is there, Ishwararpana buddhi is there. And samatvam yoga uchyate, all that is there. And so person is a karma yogi. And the through karma yoga, then jnana yoga. Okay, because persons understand there is an equality, Mahavakyam, and therefore that person has become a jnani through this process. That person also was an Artha Bhaktaha before, Arthati Bhaktaha. All the way through, Arthatvam is still there because that insecurity, as long as the insecurity is there, that thing will be there to say, protect me, protect me. Slowly, that thing will go away. What thing will go away? You must protect me and my family. This is everybody's prayer is that important prayer. Please don't go away from this class saying my Guruji told me not to pray and all that. I don't say all that. These are all new age people who talk like this. No. The prayer is critical. Growing out. We are talking about growing out. We are talking about a flower blossoming. It will automatically happen. Don't force yourself. Don't go around saying we should not pray and all that because you are God. Therefore, who will you pray to? It looks very, very profound. People will say, "Oh my God, this guy is too good. I think I walk away from this. This kind of association I don't need. I will just stick with my God and I will." So you be careful what you say, and see, Eka Bhakti. This is our Acharya's. Just see, I've told you this. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Yajnavalkya decides, I want to go away. Correct? Now time's up for me and I want to just sit by myself. Okay? Remember the story. And then Maitreyi comes, Katyani says, okay, give me half your kingdom. Maitreyi says, I'll take half the kingdom, but why are you leaving? That is what I want to know most importantly. And the story goes on. So you know that. And so he's giving this introductory talk on Atma. And he says, why do you like your iPhone? You like your iPhone? You like your iPhone? And she says, yes, I love my iPhone. It works really well. I'm able to communicate with many people and it's just too much, too good. Okay. Do you like your iPhone? Correct. But he says, suppose the iPhone starts blinking and blue screen and it doesn't turn on and suddenly it goes off and you're talking with somebody and then it's gone. Turns off. Telephone turns off. Do you love your iPhone? If I ask, what will you say? Nobody will say, I love my iPhone. All the love went away. Why it went away? If this object is an object of love, it is exuding love, Therefore, you are catching that love, like these things capture signals, transmitter and then signal. And then what happened? That means your love is conditional. Your love is conditional. As long as it makes me happy, I love it. As long as it serves my purpose, I love it. Correct? Therefore, he says, this is very obvious. With the phone, we can understand this. Okay? Therefore, he says, Nava are patyuh kamaya patih priyam bhavati. Patih priyo bhavati. He says, do you love your husband? Bhagavan, what kind of question is this? Did I ever say anything? Why? What kind of, you are insulting me by asking this question. Because sometimes we have to check each other, do you really love me or not? Like that. So, do you love your husband? And he says, yes, I love my husband very much. And then she says, Navare patih kamaya patih priyo bhavati. No. Same. Husband is no different than your iPhone. He says, you don't love your husband for the sake of your husband. You love your husband because he makes you happy. He makes you happy. That is why there is somebody who says, okay, if you want to go, give me half your kingdom. You're madcap. Now I can't live with you anymore. And you also want to give your wealth to me. Arey, this is a great deal also. I don't have to file for divorce, Without filing for divorce, I'll get everything. Arey, baap re baap. This is fantastic. Okay, so therefore why? That means what? When I don't like my husband, I don't love my husband. When he doesn't satisfy me at all anymore, every word he utters is just I just feel like running away from that person. And that fellow also agrees. Every word I say that he doesn't like. Good, it's a great recipe. Now let's separate. What happened to all that love? That love was there. And what love for what? Love for myself. I love myself. That is why if you contribute to that love, then I love you. I like you. If you don't contribute to that love, then what happens? We will see you later. We'll meet later. That is what we will say. बाद में देखेंगे. Correct? That is the beauty here. Navare patih kamaya patih priyo bhavati. Atmanastu kamaya patih priyo bhavati. Because you love your pleased self, and because he contributes to your pleased self, patihi priyo bhavati. I love my husband. And he doesn't stop there. Nava are jaya ya kamaya jaya priyo bhavati. Jaya priyo. The wife also, same story. Do I love my wife? If I say, then no. Wife also, we don't love for wife's sake. I love my wife because she pleases me. He gives a big list. Kshatram, he talks about the king. Do you like the king? Yeah, I love the king. Navare kshatrasya kamaya kshatram priyo bhavati. Atmanastu kamaya kshatram priyo bhavati. We've said it so many times. But now is a good time to invoke this okay, because Atmanasya kamaya kshatram priyam bhavati. For the love of the pleased self alone, you love the king. Do you love Narendra Modi? Yes, I love Narendra Modi. But the minute he starts doing funny things, will you love Narendra Modi? No, you won't love Narendra. Yeah, exactly. Therefore, there is no object. Really, you can say categorically I love or don't love, because my love is conditional based on what that object or person does to me. Okay. Therefore, he says, Atmanastu Kamaya Sarvam Priyam Bhavati. It doesn't matter. Anything you talk about, I like the stars. If you say the sky is beautiful, etc., that beauty is your own beauty. Okay? And therefore, what is the point here of all this story? The point here is Eka Bhakti. That bhakti is to me only. I am not devoted to my iPhone, really speaking. I am really not devoted to my husband or wife. My goodness, my Guruji said we are not devoted to our husband or wife. Okay? Think about it. Think about it. Yajnavalkya is saying, hey, now you understand why I want to leave everything. Okay? I am going to go to think about all this. The embodiment of love is here, not out there. Not she is making me happy or he is making me happy. Yeah, making me happy, but that has to be thought about. And that happiness is actually here, and I have to know that. Shastram says this is the happiness. You don't need anything in this world to be happy. Therefore, he wants to leave. Okay? And so therefore, it isn't like a very harsh truth. But this is the saving grace also, correct? Saving grace of humanity. That Atma Shuddhaha Purnaha Anandaha Sachidananda Atma. This is the saving grace. And so, therefore, what is the connection here for us? Eka Bhaktihi. That Eka Bhaktihi. That Jnani has a bhakti to me, hey Arjuna. And what kind of bhakti it is? It is that person, because the person has recognized that Ishvara and Atma are not different. And because that person's love for Atma is the greatest love. The greatest love of a human being is not my children and my grandchildren and all that. That is expression. But finally, that person, no, the Atma, Shastram is saying that love is pointing towards myself. And because of the equality, Bhagavan Sri Krishna is saying, Eka Bhakti, that person, the love is complete. Why? At no time I can say I hate myself. Even though I say I hate myself periodically, that is different. I hate myself because I did not speak properly to her, etc. I didn't say, I insulted, I made a mistake, and so I hate myself for that. That's okay. That hate is also because of love only. Because of love only, I say I hate myself. Because I love, because the love is what made me see that I made a mistake, and therefore I should not repeat that mistake again. That hate myself we are not talking about, and so that love. That is why this motivational speaker who came to our company, and then he said the last day, he said, I want all of you to imagine you've written down your life story and what you want to be, etc. And you put your envelope, put that in your envelope, and then you put it in front, and everybody, all the 50 people, they have their life there. And I say I hate myself, I didn't, things don't work out for me and this and that, and you think other people and all are great and successful and things like that. Do you want to pick up? Go ahead and pick up anybody. Okay, first, number one, we're going to go alphabetically. Go pick up any envelope you want, whoever you want to be among these 50 people, some of whom you respect, etc. Go pick up whoever you want. What did everybody do? Everybody understood. I will pick up my own envelope. Okay, my own story I will pick up. Why? I, I, I love myself. Days are not good. Life is tough. Still, tomorrow is going to be a better day. I know it will be better. That hope is there. What will happen if I pick up somebody else's story? I don't know what problems they have. I don't want to deal with those problems. This is because self love is the greatest love. That is Eka Bhaktihi. And the self is different from Ishvara. Therefore, God can say, Arjuna Eka Bhaktihi. Because Ishvara is Ananyaha. Correct? Ananya, not Anyaha. Therefore, Eka Bhaktihi. That is why this last time I said. So once God stops helping me, God stops answering my prayers. I conclude God is not answering my prayers. Then what happens? Somebody comes and says, I became an atheist. There's no God. Why? What happened? Because I was very religious. No use. No use. I didn't get anything. God is just, I think God doesn't exist like that. So therefore, bhakti is what? Atmanastu kamaya, God also priyam bhavati. And if God doesn't satisfy me, I'm going to cut my relations with God. Correct? So that is here. Abheda bhakti, advaita bhakti. So priyo hi jnaninaha atyartham aham sacha mama priyaha. Look at this sentence here, okay? Aham priyaha. That is the main sentence. Okay, there are two sentences here. We're going to split it, okay? First sentence stops with aham. Put a full stop at aham. Okay. Aham priyaha. I am dear. Correct? Aham priyaha. I am dear. Okay, I am dear to whom? To whom? Jnaninaha. I am the one who is dear to the jnani. Okay. And what kind of dearness, love is that? Atyartham. Aham atyartham priyaha jnaninaha. Atyartham means totally, completely, something that cannot be exceeded. That kind of love. Priyaha. Aham jnaninaha atyartham priyaha. Okay. So he means because. He is because I am the most dear to the jnani, comma, sacha mama priyaha. And likewise, vice versa, she is the most dear to me. He means what? Jnani. Jnani is the most dear to me. Why most dear to me? Partiality? Partiality. God is partial to Arjuna. No. God is partial to Jnani. All these Ajnanis he hates. No. Not like that. Hey, he and I are not separate. Jnani has understood that there is no separation at all. Therefore, since I love myself, I love the Jnani also. And of course, I love everybody else. But everybody else doesn't know all these things. Therefore, sacha mama priyaha. Vice versa. Correct? And because both have become identical. That is the message of this sutra, this shloka. So let's translate that beautiful set of shlokas. It gives us some opportunity to explore here. So, tesham jnani nityayuktaha ekabhaktihi vishishyate priyo priyaha hi jnaninaha athyartham aham. You can put a full stop after aham. Sacha mama priyaha. Okay, let's translate this. Among these means what? Among these four, Chaturvida Bhajante Mam, those four, among these, comma, the Jnani, comma, we are not translating the word Jnani, not needed to translate. Okay, always united, within brackets, to me, always united to me, or with me, comma. His devotion resolved in oneness. His devotion resolved in oneness. His because jnani is masculine. Now, what about feminine? Ladies can't become jnanis or what? Of course, they can become jnanini. You have to use the word jnanini, like swami, swamini, correct? Like yogi, yogini, like that. Okay. So his devotion resolved in oneness, comma, is distinguished, is distinguished because I am very much dear to him, because I am very much dear to him, and he is also dear to me, full stop. And he is also dear to me. Among these, comma, the jnani, comma, always united with me, comma, his devotion resolved in oneness, comma, is distinguished because I am very much dear to him and he is also dear to me. Okay. Who was next? Yeah, was it this one? Srividya Sudhakaran, I think, right? So hard to spot everybody here. Ah, there she is. Okay, next one. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, Srividya.
It's not on.
Yeah, your video is not coming through. Udara sarva evaite.
उदारा सर्व एवैते
ज्ञानी त्वात्मैव मे मतम्.
ज्ञानी त्वात्मैव मे मतम्
आस्थितः स हि युक्तात्मा.
आस्थितः स हि युक्तात्मा
मामेवानुत्तमां गतिम्.
मामेवानुत्तमां गतिम्
उदारा सर्व एवैते.
उदाराः सर्व एवैते
ज्ञानी त्वात्मैव मे मतम्.
ज्ञानी त्वात्मैव मे मतम्
आस्थितः स हि युक्तात्मा.
आस्थितः स हि युक्तात्मा
मामेवानुत्तमां गतिम्.
मामेवानुत्तमां गतिम्.
Yeah. So Krishna is protecting himself now. He's saying, okay, now all this Artha Bhakta is going to complain, Artharthi Bhakta is going to complain, and they're going to say, Krishna, this is not fair. to say that Jnani is the dearest to me and all that. Now imagine telling your children, right? He's the best. Son means should be like him, This is the worst thing to say to our children, comparing them. No, never to do that. So that comparison, we compare, and so is Krishna is saying, don't worry. Sarva eve ete udaraha. Ete sarve, these four types of people I've talked about, which is the entire humanity. Sarve udaraha, they are all great because they at least believe in God. And so that there is something, and that something is not clear, but they've started their journey. Therefore, udaraha. And then what is he saying? Jnani tu atma eva me matam. Okay, so first sentence is what? Udaraha sarva eva ete. Okay, that is one sentence. The next sentence, Jnani tu atma eva. Jnani tu atma eva. Next sentence. So he's saying, but on the other hand, Jnani is atma. Atma means myself. Jnani is myself, he says. That's the next sentence. That is the Mahavakya. Look at the beauty here. This is a Mahavakya. I am he. Jnani is he, she is me. Mahavakya. Correct? Aham. And so this is a Mahavakya shloka. This particular shloka. Jnani tu atmaiva. Then me matam. Yetam me matam. This is my vision. This is my vision. Me matam. This is my vision. This is my vision. And so all this room for interpretation is there. So how do you interpret all these things, right? That is where all these different darshanas suddenly come. And that is why we have to study what is it called? Brahma Sutram also. Why? Brahma Sutram, Veda Vyasa analyzes all the words of the Upanishads, and Upanishads, that is enough, and Shastram, and he says, what do these statements mean? And then he concludes that Abheda Mahavakya, Jiveshwara Abheda, he concludes every statement says the same thing, like that. And so then what? Sahi Yuktatma. Yuktatma, Nitya Yuktaha, the word used, similar used, one who is committed, one who understands Satyam and Mithya, one who understands the minute this pot was shown, one who said, oh my God, this is all clay. Where is the pot? The person is willing to question pot, and if pot is accepted, you can't deny the pot. Because after all, this is useful. Without only a pot can hold water, clay cannot hold water. And so yeah, pot is of course existent, but pot's existence is solely dependent on clay. And so Satyatvam belongs to clay, doesn't belong to pot, my dear. Therefore pot is mithya. Correct? Pot is mithya. And so, and that the person understood. Person said, yeah, the whole world therefore is mithya. This one example was enough to understand the world is mithya. And the one example is enough to understand the whole world is pervaded by Jagat, pervaded by Satyam, excuse me. Jagat is pervaded by Satyam. Just like the world of pots and clay objects is pervaded by clay. Just like the wave is pervaded by water and the ocean is pervaded by water. Whole world is but Satyam. Okay. And so that person is a Yuktatma, and we've seen that Yuktahara, Viharasi, etc. in the 5th chapter. And then Yukta Karmasu, Yukta Cheshtasya Karmasu, all these things. Yukta Swapnavabodhasya, Yogo Bhavati Dukkaha, all these things we saw. So he started his life and is going all over, and then slowly then set myself right. No, my habits of sleep and food and everything must be proper. Okay, so all that, everybody has gone through that. This person of course has gone through that, and then came back to Jnanam, and then Chaddhavan labate jnanam. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. All that the person has followed. And upadekshanti te jnanam. Te jnaninaha. Those wise people will teach you. Hey Arjuna. Um, all that you can bring here. And so that person, for that person who is clear about the destination, the person understand the destination cannot be reached by traveling. It is not even a destination in time, because time itself is swallowed by this vision, and therefore time is a concept sustained by me. That person knows time is not independent of me, the Atma. Correct. Okay. So anuttamam gatim mam astitaha. Astitah. Okay. The person who has gained, who is now settled in astitah, in that vision, me matam, in that vision, the person who's understood them, understood has settled in that vision, has gained that vision. Okay. And what the person has gained? Mam. Mam astitah. Mam. Ananyam mam astitah. Correct. And that me who is not separate from Arjuna. Arjuna doesn't have to look around. What ma? Where are Krishna? Where are you? The charioteer Krishna I gained? No. Charioteer Krishna means only you are the person who can gain. Where is Krishna? Is not even alive here. He can't become my charioteer. No chance. I can have a big picture portrait of Arjuna and Krishna in my room, big portrait. But that doesn't make Krishna my charioteer. Therefore, this is not to be taken literally. So mam astitaha. And what kind of destination it is? The destination is gatihi. Gatihi means destination. And anuttamam gatim. Anuttamam gatim. So this, last class I think I mentioned it, right? Uttamam means great. Anuttamam means not great. And so not great. So it's not, that is not there. There is one type of meaning of the word anuttamam. But here, uttamam means the one, the vision greater than which there is nothing. Nothing exists. There is no vision that exists which is greater than this. Which is true. Which is true because you what can you say? Aham Purnaha, Aham Sarvam, Aham Sarvavyapi. And not God is Sarvavyapi anymore. You can now say, I am Sarvavyapi. I pervade this world. Can you say or not? You have to think through it. I, the Atma, pervades the world. Body doesn't pervade the world. No. Please don't make that mistake. That's why we don't make this statement just like that. These are all meant for us for Nididhyasana. And so, therefore, Anuttamam Gatim. And I still, that man comes to my mind in the Sanskrit class last week. He said, look at these words like that. He gave this word as an example. And therefore, I want to study Sanskrit. Like that, he said. It's interesting. So, therefore, so we have, therefore, we have to be an arthaha, arthati. So we should not feel that, oh, I am an arthartha, I am arthati. No, everybody is an artha. But understand the vision, the growing out process. Bhagavatam story. And what is the story? The child, the parents want a child. And they prayed and then they got a child. Rishi came and said, you're blessed with a child. And the child was there. And then what happened? Something happened and the child died, passed away. And there is grief in the family. And the parents were so grief stricken, they invoked the Rishi once again. And the Rishi said, okay, what do you want? I want the child back. You know, we can't get the child back, but I'll tell you one thing. You can communicate with your child. I'll give you that strength. Yeah, you can communicate, you can talk to the child. Okay. So then she said, yes, please, you want to do that. So then they started communicating, started talking to the child. And the child said, and they said, you know, we are your parents, and we're so happy that we could talk to you. And the child says, what parents are you talking about? Which parents are you? Tell me. I had a lot of janmas before. I had a lot of parents. Which parents? Tell me. His parents are in shock again. What? Hey, parent-child relationship, one life is there, and that is over. Now you are telling me I am getting ready for another birth. My karma, I have to get ready for another birth here, and I am going to get a new set of parents. And now you are talking that you are my parents. Who is right? What's going on? Did you ever think about all this? The parents realize, my God, this is too much, and we missed all this. We missed all this. There was a time to be together, and then it's over. And therefore, there is a nice Shubhashita. Rina anubandha rupena. Rinanubandha rupena. Okay. Pashupatni sutalayaha. Okay. Pashupatni sutalayaha. Pashu means wealth, real estate. Patni, husband, wife. Sutaha, children. Alayaha, all these dwellings. Okay. Real estate. And so, these are all what? Rina Anubandha Rupena. They are all there because I have taken a loan some time ago. I have to repay it. This is my way to repay it. Okay? This is my way to repay it. And then what? Because often here you hear, very interesting, the way they say it. Something happened and they got admitted and they ended up spending 1 lakh rupees at the hospital. And they'll say, very naturally it comes to them. They'll say, no, I had to do it. So I must have borrowed some money, or I must have done something, or I ended up had to give so much money to this mechanic, so I must have taken the money from him, like that they say. Very interesting, nice way of thinking. Actually, so important it is. It is not an ordinary statement. That vision is so important. So he says, Rinakshaye kshayam yanti. Rinakshaye, when the debt is over, when you have paid off my debt, then what? Tatraka paridevana. What is the worry there? Your debt is over. You must be happy that that particular thing is over. One part of the loan is given up. Another part has to be given up. Like that, loans are all paid away. That is the way Tatra Paridevana. Like that, the Shubhashitakara says, ask the question. And so, therefore, here also, that journey is important. And Jnani tu Atma eva me matam. That is my vision. Like that Krishna said. So very beautiful. Look at that. Look at how Bhakti and Jnanam are not far away from each other. Correct? If you say Bhakti is different and Jnanam is different, that means you are still having Dvaita Buddhi. Dvaita Buddhi is there. Nothing wrong. We all have Dvaita Buddhi. Dvaita Buddhi is there. The world is Dvaita is there. You can't say Samaloštashma Kanchanaha. The stone is also same and gold is also same and this is same and the same as food. And you can't eat stones. It won't work. Samaloštashma Kanchanaha means stone has its value. And it has to be used where it has to be used. Food has to be used where it has to be used. And body is also mithya, food is mithya, stone is mithya. Mithya body will get affected by stone, mithya. Mithya body can be positively affected by food, mithya. Okay? So all this is there. We have to be careful where to apply what. Okay? So, Udara Sarva Evaite. Let's translate this. All these are indeed exalted. All these means all these Chaturvida Bhajante Mam, Chaturvida Bhaktaha. They are indeed exalted. Kama. But the Jnani, comma, the wise person, is myself alone. All these means all these people are indeed exalted, comma. But the Jnani is myself alone. Full stop. This is my vision. Full stop. Me matam. because he, comma, the one whose mind is absorbed in me, because he, comma, the one whose mind is absorbed in me, has indeed reached me. It is the end beyond which there is no end. It is the end beyond which there is no end. Anuttamam gati. It is the end beyond which there is no other end. So last sentence is what? Because he, the one whose mind is absorbed in me, comma, has indeed reached me, comma, it is the end beyond which there is no other end.
Guruji, can you
Om
just
Purna.
repeat it again? Sorry.
Yeah. All these are
Because
indeed exalted. Okay, let me write the whole sentence. All these are indeed exalted, comma, exalted means exalted, means superior, noble. All these are indeed exalted, comma, but the jnani is myself alone, full stop. This is my vision, full stop. Because he, comma, the one whose mind is absorbed in me, comma, has indeed reached me, comma, it is the end beyond which there is no other end. So Lakshmi ji, did you get that?
yes, Guruji, I got it. Thank you.
Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.